When your child's new family pushes you away, finding peace. An opening note of reflection. Hello, I'm Ordinary People, your online neighbor and fellow retiree. If you seek quiet light for each new day, subscribe now. Join our gentle circle of stories and small comforts. Thank you for being here today. I want to invite you to share a few moments with me for a warm and hopeful reflection, especially if you're navigating the often painful challenge of feeling unaccepted in your adult child's new family. Maybe you're a mother-in-law or father-in-law who feels invisible or even unwelcome in the family that your child has built. Have you ever found yourself wondering, am I still important? Am I intruding when I reach out? Or have I withdrawn too much? These questions touch the deepest parts of who we are. Because at our core, we all yearn to be recognized, needed, and loved. Retirement is often pictured as a peaceful harvest after decades of hard work. But for many, it can feel like a loss of purpose and place, especially when family dynamics shift and you find yourself on the outside looking in. Today, we'll explore how to find meaning and belonging again, even when acceptance feels distant. Together, we'll all walk through insights from leading experts and practical strategies that can gently guide you toward peace and connection. The awakening moment in this session, we'll focus on a very specific emotional challenge in retirement, the feeling of being unaccepted or alienated within your adult child's new family. It's an experience that can quietly chip away at your sense of identity and self-worth. You might be thinking, how do I keep my dignity? How do I stay connected without feeling like a burden or an outsider? We'll start by understanding what science tells us about aging, relationships, and meaning. Then, I'll share 5 practical strategies rooted in research and real-life wisdom that can help you rebuild your sense of belonging and purpose. Along the way, you'll hear from experts like Dr. Robert Waldinger, who leads one of the longest studies on human happiness, Dr. Lovra Karstensen, a pioneer in aging psychology, and Dr. Nancy Schlossberg, who specializes in life transitions. By the end, you will have tools to create a new narrative for yourself, one that honors your past but embraces your present and future with hope. Let's begin this journey together. The awakening of curiosity to understand the emotional challenges you face. It helps to look at what science says about relationships and aging. Dr. Robert Waldinger, director of the Harvard Study of Adult Development, the longest-running study on human happiness, found a simple but profound truth. Good relationships keep us happier and healthier. But what does good mean? It's not about the number of people in your life, but the quality of those connections. Dr. Lovra Karstensen's research on socio-emotional selectivity theory explains that as we grow older, we become more selective about who we spend time with. We focus on relationships that bring us emotional meaning and let go of superficial ties. This is powerful because it means your emotional well-being depends less on trying to be accepted by everyone, including your adult child's new family, and more on nurturing connections that truly matter to you. Dr. Ken Deichtwald, a gerontologist and author, reminds us that retirement is not an ending, but a transition, a chance to redefine who we are beyond our old roles. But transitions can be tough, especially when family roles shift and you feel sidelined. Dr. Becca Levy's research on aging stereotypes shows that how we view ourselves affects our health and longevity. If you see yourself as irrelevant or unwanted, it can harm your well-being. But if you can embrace a positive identity, you can thrive. So the challenge is clear. How do you find meaningful connection and a renewed sense of purpose when family acceptance feels elusive? The answer lies in creating new ways to connect, giving without expectation, and building a fresh identity grounded in your values and wisdom. Insight 1. Building meaning through unconditional kindness. One of the most powerful ways to reclaim your sense of belonging is through unconditional kindness. Viktor Frankl, a renowned psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, taught us that meaning is not something we find, but something we create, even in the hardest circumstances. This means offering kindness without expecting anything in return. It's about giving love and care freely, regardless of whether it's reciprocated. Practically, you might start with small acts, sending a thoughtful message, sharing a favorite recipe, or offering help without waiting to be asked. These gestures may seem simple, but they create ripples of connection and remind you of your capacity to give. Dr. Mo Wan, a psychologist studying caregiving and family dynamics, notes that giving without strings can reduce stress and increase feelings of purpose. It shifts the focus from what you lack to what you can offer. Remember, if your child or their spouse pulls away, it often reflects their own life pressures and not your worth. This perspective helps you stay grounded and compassionate, rather than hurt or defensive. Unconditional kindness is not about being a doormat. It's about choosing wisdom over resentment. It's a way to live with grace, even when acceptance is uncertain. Insight 2. Finding new communities and rekindling old connections. Sometimes, the family we expect to belong to doesn't fully embrace us. But as Dr. Waldinger's research highlights, warm social bonds are crucial to happiness, and those bonds don't have to be limited to blood relatives. Expanding your circle can bring new joy and support. Joining groups that share your interests, whether it's a book club, a gardening group, a volunteering team, or an art class, can introduce you to people who appreciate you for who you are. Dr. Lorva Karstensen emphasizes that meaningful relationships are about emotional closeness, not quantity. So reconnecting with old friends or neighbors can be just as fulfilling as making new ones. Practical steps include reaching out to an old friend you lost touch with, attending local community events, or exploring online communities designed for retirees. Dr. Richard Leider, a purpose coach, reminds us that it's never too late to find your tribe. Your tribe is where you are seen and valued, not just tolerated. By shifting your focus from "why am I not accepted" to "where am I fully accepted," you open the door to belonging that feels authentic and nourishing. Insight 3. Creating a new identity beyond the in-law role. Retirement is a major life transition, and with it often comes a shift in family roles. Dr. Nancy Schlossberg calls this a psychosocial transition, a time that can be challenging but also full of opportunity. You are more than your role as a mother-in-law or father-in-law. You are a whole person with a rich history, passions, and wisdom that extend beyond family titles. One way to embrace this is to write your life story, not just the highlights, but the lessons, the struggles, the growth. This narrative work can be deeply healing and empowering. Setting new goals is another way to build a fresh identity. Maybe you want to learn a new skill, mentor younger people, or engage in creative projects. If feelings of loneliness or rejection become overwhelming, seeking support from a counselor or joining a support group can be a vital step. Dr. Schlossberg stresses that acknowledging your feelings is a strength, not a weakness. This process of self-discovery helps you anchor your sense of self in your own values and experiences, rather than in how others see you. Insight 4. Practicing mindful acceptance and emotional resilience. Another key to emotional well-being in retirement is cultivating mindfulness and resilience. Life's transitions often bring uncertainty and discomfort, but how we respond makes all the difference. Mindfulness teaches us to observe our feelings without judgment. When feelings of rejection or loneliness arise, acknowledging them gently rather than pushing them away can reduce their power. Dr. Becca Levy's research shows that resilience, the ability to bounce back from adversity, is linked to better health outcomes in older adults. Resilience can be strengthened through practices like meditation, journaling, or simply pausing to breathe deeply. A practical approach is to create a daily ritual of gratitude or reflection, focusing on what you still have and the small joys in life. This shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance. Emotional resilience also means setting healthy boundaries. It is okay to protect yourself from toxic interactions or to limit contact when it harms your peace. By embracing acceptance, not resignation, you find peace in what is, while still holding space for hope and growth. Insight 5. Engaging in purposeful activities that connect you to something bigger. Purpose is a powerful antidote to feelings of invisibility or rejection. Dr. Richard Leider, author of The Power of Purpose, teaches that purpose is about using your gifts to contribute to something larger than yourself. In retirement, this might mean volunteering, mentoring, or engaging in community projects that align with your values. Purposeful activities provide structure and meaning, and they often connect you with others who share your passion. Dr. Mo Wang's studies highlight that retirees who engage in purposeful work report higher life satisfaction and better mental health. Consider what lights you up, whether it's supporting a cause, teaching a skill, or simply being a compassionate listener. These roles can become new sources of identity and connection. Purpose doesn't erase pain, but it transforms it into fuel for growth and contribution. The final light. Let's deepen our understanding with some advanced insights. Dr. Waldinger's research shows that it's not just any relationships, but those marked by trust, empathy, and mutual respect that protect our mental and physical health. Dr. Lavra Carstensen's work adds that emotional regulation improves with age, meaning older adults often handle stress better by focusing on positive experiences and meaningful interactions. Dr. Becca Levy studies on stereotype embodiment reveal that internalizing positive views about aging can literally change brain function and immune response, demonstrating the mind-body connection. And Dr. Nancy Schlossberg's transition theory highlights 4 key factors that influence how well we adapt: situation, self, support, and strategies. Understanding these helps you tailor your approach to your unique circumstances. Science gives us hope. Even when family acceptance feels out of reach, you can cultivate meaningful connection, resilience, and purpose that enrich your life deeply. From knowing to becoming. As we come to the close of this reflection, remember, your value is not defined by others' acceptance or rejection. It is rooted in your capacity to love, to give, and to grow. You have the power to create new meaning through kindness, new belonging through community, and a renewed identity grounded in your own story. You are not alone in this journey. Many retirees face these emotional challenges, and many have found ways to thrive beyond them. Dr. Richard Leider reminds us, you don't stop being valuable when others stop recognizing your value. You become even more powerful when you choose to live with grace, anyway. May you carry this grace with you as you step into this new chapter 1 of hope, connection, and purpose. Until the next reflection before we part, I want to leave you with a question to carry in your heart. If acceptance from your adult child's new family feels uncertain, where else might you find belonging that feels true and nourishing? What small step can you take today to offer kindness without expectation, to reach out to a new community, or to tell your story in a way that honors your whole self? I invite you to reflect on these questions and take one action, no matter how small, that moves you toward connection and meaning. Remember, retirement is not the end of your story. It's a new chapter waiting to be written with your wisdom, love, and courage. I'm Ordinary People, your neighbor in this journey. Thank you for sharing your time with me today. May you find peace in belonging, joy in purpose, and strength in your own beautiful story. If this gentle reflection touched your heart, please subscribe, share your story below, and join our weekly circle. Receive a free reflection guide, warm emails, steady companionship, and invitations to gentle live conversations that brighten quiet mornings and hopeful evenings.